All right.
Love.
And you got to monitor
Love.
the chat. You're the
Love.
chat person. And if you want me to highlight anything, let me know.
Copy that. I can do
That's
that.
right. So, yeah, once we go live, let me know. And then remind me to bring up the conference so we can promote that at the
Okay, here
end.
we go.
Ah,
We're
see,
good.
we're good. Welcome, everybody. We
We
are
are
here.
good.
We are back. Another episode of What Have You Been Thinking with my amazing co host, Cass. How are you doing today, Cass?
Fabulous as always, except it's my fault today. I'm late. I
Exactly.
had to chase the boys.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason. I figured
They
with the
decided they
elections,
wanted to walk.
I figured with the elections going on up there that might have had something to do with it too. Like, what is exactly going on with the elections? Give me an update
Um,
there. Are people happy with the results that are going on? Is it what's expected? Are you shocked? Like, give me some of what your opinion is.
okay, where do I start? We the result was at this stage Labor have claimed the victory. Now Labor's the blue equivalent, I think it is. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to correlate it to your end of the world.
All right.
Um, but they haven't got a majority apparently. I believe we've got what they call a hung parliament, which means 2/5 the SFA. Um,
Okay.
um, they basically selected, not elected. The election itself was just one giant theatre money laundering turnover exercise, in my personal opinion.
They
Um,
usually are.
yeah, so they're all bred for purpose. We know that.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
that's like the third time I've said that today. To be honest,
But
um,
it's true.
and it
I
was their
mean,
turn. Yeah,
yeah, I always
yeah.
say that to people that's it. You don't get into these positions unless they have dirt on you for one thing, and they already know the outcome. I fully believe that they already know the outcome of what's going to happen anyways. So this illusion that your vote means anything and it's going to change anything is just not true. It's false.
Pretty much,
I just think
and
it's just a show that they put on for people to think, make them think that they have a say. And when really I've been saying that forever. I mean, and I know you have too, that it's just theater.
it
I see
is. It
Mandy.
is.
You guys will be
And we've got
are you guys doing a show
got
tonight?
one here as well.
Uh,
Yes, we are. Yep.
don't get banned
Probably be
again, eh?
about an hour and a half.
Yeah, don't get banned again. So, since you two ladies can't seem to keep a video up, I had to
Yesterday
make a
morning's
joke.
was still there.
Okay, I had to make a joke, guys. Come on now. I've never seen anybody get popped twice on the same video. Like that just that I mean, I got popped on a premiere, but you got two videos popped, the same video.
It's called talent, my friend. We've got it in spades.
I know. I like what do you think is going on there? Because I mean I don't see what they're I don't know what they mean by spam is what I can't I even when I search it and I try to figure it out, it's I don't understand it. It's gotta be the chat room.
I don't think it is. Because they don't normally monitor the chat room per se that I've been able to discern. Like I've seen some pretty funky stuff going down in chat rooms,
Right.
and the streams have been fine. So, and when I say funky stuff, I mean I'm talking like you see nasty death wish, death threat type stuff. So I can't see it being that. Um, my erstwhile co-host for my afternoon show. Um, I honestly, my personal opinion is, I reckon the YouTube bots and algorithms have been on the crack and had a big party,
They could have.
and they just throwing darts at a dartboard, and we happen to get slapped by it. So
Yeah, that's really
I,
strange
it's just
because
crazy.
you guys appealed it and then they put it back up and then it got whacked strike down again, right? Like it
Yep.
got that's that I've
3
never
hours
heard.
later,
So then you won the appeal, so you didn't get a strike, and now you got a strike because they took it down again. Is that how that worked?
first offence. So although it was a double, the first one was repealed. So because it's technically a first.
Oh, okay. So I want, yeah, I want it. You guys, I do want to see that painting that Mandy did. Actually, she said that in the chat. I'm like, I want to see the painting.
Yeah,
Yes, I do. Send the painting to Cass, and then she can put it up on the screen.
I've got it here. I've got it here.
All right. Well, there we go. Let's have a look at this. I appreciate art with the best of them. That's what I love doing too. So as you
Oh,
can see, if the wall behind me, guys, all of that artwork, it's kind of hard to see because you know how I light my room, but all the artwork behind my head here is my wife's artwork. She does all the
oh,
space stuff.
cool.
Yeah, she does all that stuff behind me is her work. And she's starting to sell it and stuff. And she does space so realistic that you would not believe, you wouldn't even know if it was a photo. It's so realistic. She's gotten so good at doing the universe and planets, and she does this other type of weirdly cool abstract art too. And I'll start showing it once in a while on my when I my other show, and I can let people see what she's doing in
Please
that.
do. Please do.
So
And we might have to have a discussion after the show because I've got a big blank wall here behind me that could
yeah,
do with
there you go.
something
She's got,
decorative.
yeah, like this is nothing. She's got like a studio next to my tattoo studio in the basement here, and it's wall to wall paintings. She's got like probably a
Wow.
hundred of them, and they're amazing. Yeah, so I definitely will. Okay, so how do I do?
Yeah.
I gotta click. So if I click on this, I can show it.
Yep.
All right, I've never done this before, so let me see. Ah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
So what
that
Mandy's
is
working
really
on
cool.
is the logo. It's a logo or a background for the show that we do together on a Sunday.
Very nice. And so this is the big flagging that you got for this.
Painting
Wow.
that, yes.
I tell you, I can see where you broke terms of service on that one.
Spam for sure. For sure.
That's really good, actually. That's really cool. Good stuff.
It, it is. I don't know if I can. Oh, no, there we go.
Wow. There we go. Yeah, I popped her down. That was good
Yep.
stuff. Really cool. Good stuff, Mandy. I don't
Um,
know. I mean, I still can't figure out why you guys are getting flagged. And then you got flagged on Southern Truth when you did that one on the
yeah.
David Crowley case. So something weird is going. Like I think you're right. I think they're maybe just throwing it at the dartboard.
Yeah. So this is the email that Mandy got
Can I put that up?
flagging hers.
Can I put it
Yeah,
up?
that's why she had it. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and read it because I can't see it.
Okay. Hi, Mandy. Our team has reviewed your content and we think that you may need to make changes to make sure that it doesn't violate our spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. In the meantime, we've made the following content private. We haven't applied a strike to your channel, and if you make changes or if you think we made a mistake, you can request that your content be made public again. However, there may be some instances where YouTube keeps your content private. Like, seriously.
So this was the first one, and then you appealed
No,
it.
that's the first one for Mandy. No, that's Mandy's from Friday, so I didn't even keep the one that scratched
Okay,
on one
so
of my
then
emails.
it was your channel that got struck the flagging, and then you appealed it. You won it, then they hit you again.
Yep.
Wow.
Talent.
Okay.
Talent. What can I say?
That's talent. You women got some. I tell you, if I get flagged tonight, I know then that somebody's throwing darts at the board because I'm telling you, like, yeah, that's really weird. I mean, I know that they really, I know they love, flagging people and blocking people and tearing down videos, but for a painting, I mean, isn't that what this channel's
Crazy.
even? I don't understand, and especially spam. I don't, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, I don't know what they mean by that. The only thing I don't know what spam would be if it's not chat. Like, what are you spamming? Like, whatever. I'll have to look into
Paint.
that. Maybe I can find out for you, ladies.
That would be. I haven't been able to find anything, so go for it if you can. That'd be awesome.
Wow. All right. Well, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. So the election we talked about that. I knew that. I'm sure you and Jamie eventually will cover that pretty in depth on
I
Sound
guess
and
so.
Truth. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
But I was just kind of
But
like wondering.
yeah. Short version. Short version is they it went pretty much as expected. So Labor's claimed it. It's not confirmed. There's still ones to be counted. I do believe that they allowed phone-in voting for those who have got a current positive situation.
Okay.
So but apparently that was only for Western Australia. Don't ask me why or how, because I was just plain done with all of it in the last few days. I just got over the whole thing.
Right.
But how many deceased people somehow managed to get a say? Is my question. How many postal votes somehow managed to get a say that just aren't quite right?
Hmm.
Mm.
So what is going to happen if they win? Is that going to make people happy where you guys live, or is this not what you guys want?
Oh, it's a
I know that's
really
a hard
tricky
thing to answer,
situation.
but I'm just saying, what is your
Yeah.
thoughts? Like, I mean,
No, yeah, no, that's okay. Okay, personal opinion. Like you've all heard it. Selected, not elected. Bred for purpose. And it's okay. Get rid of one, right? Say we
mm-hmm,
got rid of the head honcho or ours over here, the clown. What's going to replace? But the same. The next one up in line who the same, been bred and selected for it all,
yep,
been trained by the same, been controlled by the same. So you're just going to get a little mini me that follows behind and does the same thing,
mm-hmm,
slightly separate, slightly differently,
yep,
but you're going to get the same outcome. So it's pretty well pointless in banging on about the whole get rid of it, keep it, um, because you're not going to change it. You're not going to change the system.
right.
I did have a bit of a think about this morning hello, Greg, after I talked to Greg and Catherine, actually.
I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah. Um, I was sort of thinking after that, I'm not wondering if this whole charade, and it's a charade, it's as plain as day. If it wasn't perpetuated with the intent of exposing, so what people in our position, what we know, which we can see it writing on the wall,
Yep.
but exposing that to the wider public who are still locked in the belief that the system is all powerful, and they can't be wrong. They're all elected, and yes, I've been following this all my life, and yes, it's all well and good and true. I'm not wondering if it's because it's so blatant. There's people out there now. I've seen a dozen things this morning, and I haven't been looking for it. So that are saying they were scrutineering in the counting room yesterday and last night, and there was votes that supposedly were one for one of the independents, two, three, four for an independent. So it was round one went to the independent,
Mm-hmm.
but round two they'd skip two, three, four, five, six, and give it to the first whether it was Liberal or Labor that come up. So it was all being circulated back to the big two. There was never ever going to be an option for anyone but Liberal or Labor to be in the control position, which is pure and utter crap.
Right.
Choice of words. Choice of words. That was close.
Well, I didn't
Um,
know it was accurate though.
oh yeah, yeah. Um, so I'm starting to see because it is so blatant and it's out there. Maybe that's it. We keep hearing that we can't, all of the stuff that we know, like we all got different bits that we're up on.
Mm-hmm.
We know all this, all the nastiness that's going on and all the digging things that we're digging out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if it was to all come out in one big giant flood, can you imagine their heads would explode? Could you try going and saying to your neighbour who's up to inoculation number 3 and thinking all's well in his world? Try explaining to him some of the crap that we know is basic, not even
Right.
the deeper stuff that we found out,
Yep.
and just watch the brain explode. So it's got to be drip fed. So I'm thinking that this might be a part of it.
It
This
could
is
be.
in your face. You can't miss it
Yeah,
type
but
thing.
yeah, no, but the problem is, Cass, is that people do miss it, because I've learned that people um see what they want to see for sure. And I think a big part of it is people have to admit that they've been duped. And
Yeah, yeah,
that's a hard thing for people to do. For a lot of people, they don't want to admit that for a lot of years they've been duped or they fell for a system that is. And me, anytime I talk about government, I know it's slavery. I mean, you can try to make a nice name on it and try to explain it away. But when you boil it down to what it is, you may not see the chains wrapped around somebody, but all of us. But it's slavery, and I'm shocked. I'm like you. I'm very shocked that people still put any stock in it, and people even vote anymore. I think I it's amazing how unconscious people are. They just don't see these patterns when it's like Jamie says. I've heard Jamie and you say it. You're going to get more of the same. You said it today, like tonight. You're going to, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter who you vote in, you're going to get the same. They're all on the same page. They're all following the same agenda. They're all taking orders from above, from the higher ones that are controlling everything. So to think that you're going to, that's why I keep saying to everybody, this is not a voting problem, that we're going to change things that we want to change. This is a spiritual war, whether you want to believe it or not. That's what we're up against. And these people are not happy just having your freedoms and taking your rights and everything good about people. They are after your soul. That's and I know that I don't like saying these terms because people have these images in their mind, but I think people that are watching us know what I mean by that. That is what they want. Like they want your soul, your energy. That's what they want, and they're not going to be happy till they get it. What do you think I'm right? Like, or that's what I think.
Yep. Yep. They're trying to break the connection to spirit, to source. And
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I've had this conversation so many times in the last couple of weeks with certain people that
it's a
it
good
doesn't matter
conversation.
what you want to call it. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you want to call it. You want to call it the source. If you want to call it God, Allah, Buddha.
I'm like you. Call it whatever you want. Yeah, call it whatever you want. I'm like you.
Yeah.
Not my problem. Not my problem. Yep. Not my fight.
Yeah, not my circus.
Yep.
At the end of the day, the source, the light, source of light, is what begets us, and that's what we're all in purpose of. And I think what the aim is to break that, because the dark is there as well. You cannot have the dark without the light. So the light creates it, but it's trying to win, and that's what they're working for, And it's us on the ground that are copying it, not through any choice of our own, but it's up to us to fight it.
Yep. And people have to get educated on it and start resisting it too. And like I've said so many times, like and I've said it in many interviews and people I've talked to in interviews, is that it's just the last 2 years, a little bit more than 2 years now. We can't say what we're talking about, but I think people know by now what's happened over the last couple of years really woke me up to how well the social engineers of this world have got their hooks into people. Because I think we've all, the people especially listening and watching, who are amazing, I think the people that watch us and in our chat have a good grip on what's going on.
Yeah.
They it's not, but that's not the norm. Trust me, guys. Like I don't think we're the norm right now by any stretch of the word. And I learned that in the last couple of years. That's what kind of put the fire under my ass to start doing this, because I've always, for years, I've been studying this, and I've always known, just like you've always known, that it's messed up. And I thought, okay, when they started rolling this out, especially after a couple of months, I said, people are really going to see what's going on. They're going to start resisting, and we're going to have kind of like a big awakening. But it was the opposite. Like people just, and I've talked to people, and I'm like, you do know that the mainstream they lie a lot, right? And then most people will say yes, but yet they believe what they were spouting for the last 2 years, hook, line, and sinker. And I'm like, you guys, like, you don't see the conflict here? Like, they lie to you, but they're not lying to you about this, apparently. And
it's amazing. It is amazing that these people can just pick out one thing out of the bullshit soup, for want of a better term, and say, oh, but they're telling the truth about this one. Use your brain cells, people, the ones that you were born with. But again, bred dumb. People aren't taught to use their selective reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
it's a double-edged fight that we've got.
Oh God, yeah. And I need you to keep an eye on the chat, Cass. If there's anything you want me to highlight, let me know.
Yeah, that's all good, Doug. So, guess what Greg's doing? Phil Collins.
Oh, I know, right? Of course it is.
Bloody no.
I tell you, Greg, if I ever meet you, I'm stealing every one of your Phil Collins CDs, and you're never getting them back. Just to let you know,
Oh,
never
oh,
getting them back because that's all he gives it to me was Phil Collins every time I talk to him now.
shots fired.
It's right. Shots fired. I'm not taking any more Phil Collins. I can't do it.
Glory be.
I know. Nah, Greg knows I'm teasing. He can have his Phil Collins, just don't make me listen to it anymore. But
I just keep it all there for. Yeah, I'm with
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Off
exactly.
you
You
go.
can yep, go ahead. You can have it, Greg, and we won't even fight you for it. But
No, no,
excuse me, guys.
no.
But yeah, what so yeah, that's I agree with what you're saying with totally, Cass, that it's just
Yeah,
gonna be the same old. And it's going to divide people. I think even more is what elections are great at doing, and what's been going on for the last 2 years is doing a great job still. And what did I say, guys? As you guys know, I said they're going to have the next fear lined up in the chamber. And what do we got going on now? We got this pox thing going on.
uh,
And you know what I mean? What do you think, Cass? We called it. They're going to have the next fear lined right up, and there it is.
oh, it's
Got,
just the next one that's come out the bingo barrel, isn't it?
well,
I'm,
that's true. Yep. It's
I'm a
like
little bit disappointed. I've had aliens on my bingo card for the last 12 months, and they just
I
keep
know.
leaving me
Yeah.
out.
Like let's go for the gusto.
Right.
Like let's get like now they're not even getting creative. It's just like come
I
on, like
know.
let's do the alien thing now or something. Like let's do something here other than just like another okay, now we got the pox coming and uh
Yep.
I'm sure in 6 months Ebola's gonna rear its head again. And it's just and people just keep I've already had people I've talked to, they're asking me my opinion on this of what's going on with this whole monkey thing. And I'm like, it's just another fear. That's all it is. They want
Yep.
you in that state constantly because what do I tell people? When you're in that state of fear, you're not consciously thinking. And how can you, if you're in that state, you're in that fight or flight state and that confused state, you're not consciously thinking. And then if you're in that state, they own you. You're
Yep.
not making no smart decisions are being made at that point when it comes to that.
No, you're
And
controlled. You are
yeah,
absolutely controlled.
exactly. 100%. And then, so I thought, yeah, that was great. I'm definitely curious to see how you and Jamie cover a little bit of it because I always like talking to you guys in Australia because I know what's going on in Australia is it's going to end up here. It always does. So you guys are kind of like the canary in the coal mine, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it seems to be that way. Uh, so
Give you a tip. I don't chirp. I don't
yeah.
tweet. I don't chirp.
Do you go on Twitter?
Not
Because
unless,
if you do, then you tweet.
not unless I'm really, really hungover and I want to upset the people around me that were drinking with me the night before. Then I'll start chirping like a canary bird.
Well, that's okay. All right, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I was like, and then I was telling you off air before we came on that I got stuck watching an Elon Musk uh interview, and then
Glory.
but what was really weird was for the last couple of days I've been talking to the people around me, and I brought up that because I'm always watching even if I'm outside or something, I've always got my cell phone on, and I'm not playing games or nothing. I'm usually listening to a podcast or a presentation or something like that. I use it to gain information, and I don't just watch nonsense. I try to always keep me learn. I want to keep learning every day, so I'm usually watching something that's going to help me do that. And I thought we are so close to being like a cyborg, and I remember saying that to my friends, and they're like, "Oh my god, what are you smoking now?" But I was looking at my phone and hear me out, guys, but I was thinking we are close to being cyborgs right now as it stands. And what I mean by that is we have our phones that people are constantly watching or connected to. And pretty much you're always connected in your Wi-Fi, you're on your tablet or something like that. And I said to Cass before the show, how long until this is inside you? And it's all done. And Cass is like, they're already doing that. Like they're already
Yep.
working on that. Like, and then that's where I kind of let in when I ended up watching that Elon Musk video where he's talking about that neural net, which I mean, all I gotta say is you go first before I go and get that done. But so what do you think? Like, I'm not off when I say that, guys. I know it sounds crazy when you say cyborg, but I mean, think about it. I don't think we're very far away from having these in us in a chip,
Yep.
and then we're just jacked right into the internet 24/7.
Yep. They've been pushing those boundaries. So if you look at, you got simple accessories like your VR goggles. virtual
Exactly.
reality.
Right. Yep.
And they introduced that, 10 maybe 20 years back, when they first started bringing the first technology of it out. And if you remember rightly, it used to be like you get in the capsules and it was all surround and it was all around you, and they sort of condensed it down there. And they can even do it with sunglasses. Like
Hmm.
Google actually has a sunglass accession fashion accessory that's permanently plugged in. So you look at something and it recognizes it. And I don't know if it's actually for retail yet, but they do have them there. They're ready to go. Um,
Really?
yeah,
So
I
how
saw
long until
that
they so
only
how
a couple
long
months back.
until those are contact lenses then, right? If they're making
Well,
glasses, it's only a matter of time. And I just think that it's a scary thought when you think about it, because it was just weird. I just thought it was weird, coincidence, whatever you want to call it. I don't tend to believe in coincidences, but for the last couple of days, because I looked at my phone and that thought came to me, like how close we are to being jacked in 24/7 and being a cyborg. And then I stumbled upon this Elon Musk thing, and he was talking about that neural net, which,
yep.
from what I can tell, I haven't looked at it a lot, guys. I'm sure people in chat have maybe looked at it more, but apparently they inject it in your jugular and it wraps around your brain, and then you're jacked in 24/7. I mean, what can go wrong? I'm just like, okay, you first. Because I mean, that just sounds horrible.
Big whole lot of note on that one.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But I
Oh,
mean, you're right though that they are making chips, because the more you look into it, that will be jacked in 24/7. And then you basically, when that happens and people are actually in the system and it's in your, like, I mean, we're almost going to become like a different species in a way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just being honest on what I think about. And I just think that we're gonna be different when that happens. Humanity is going to take a turn, and it's going to be different when we're jacked in like that.
yeah, they have started that. So there's 3 or 4 of the South American countries that actually brought in through their parliaments legislation to deal with uh, so-called transhuman. And
Right,
that's what
transhuman,
they're
right?
calling people who've got altered DNA, because once they alter your DNA through any means, you're basically part of the patent. So they basically own you.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, it's a mythical threat, supposedly, and none of them are doing anything with it, but it's still there. We know that the current craze of inoculating people
Mm-hmm.
contains DNA altering substances. We've seen a lot of evidence come out about frequency emissions from people who've conceded to that.
Very true.
Um, we've seen reports come out of cemeteries emitting Bluetooth signals, and I've seen videos of it. I haven't tested it myself. I really have no desire to, but you've seen evidence of it. I personally have seen evidence of random stuff turning up on my phone on Bluetooth scan when I've got people around me.
Really?
Take that for what it is. Yes. Yep. Um, whether it's that or whether it's something else, I can't tell, because obviously you can't. It's not easy to track these things just from a normal phone. But I have seen that with my own 2 eyes on my somewhat dodgy phone. Um, so that's out there, and we know that. Add to
And
that Mr. Musk's little Starlink experiment,
that's true
or
too. Yeah, that's something
experiment,
that, right. Yep.
and its reach and its range, that is currently extended to what, pretty much the entire northern hemisphere, I believe, maybe
Mm-hmm.
further.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when that switches on to full power and it's fully set up, oh, holy hell, how bad's that going to be? Because it's going to reach and affect every single being. So add
Yep.
that to what they're putting into us, add that to the chips that people are willingly going and getting. Switzerland, I think it is, are willingly going and getting implants in their hands So they don't have to carry a wallet with a bank card. They go to the shop and they just scan their hand.
Right.
Another European country, I forget which one it was, willingly getting implants with their inoculation clearances. So you don't have to carry anything with you. You scan yourself or Bluetooth yourself, and it's there.
Yep.
That's where people are at now. Imagine what's going to be if they force us.
That's true.
So the concept of having that hooked up inside of yourself, I reckon it's there possible now. And I reckon they're just waiting to release it, because at some stage we're going to be forced into the social credit system. That's like the train coming down the track at you.
Yep.
At which point we're all going to be forced to have that connection. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, Sweden were the most compliant. I couldn't remember which one it was.
Andrew's right on the ball. Yeah, Andrew's right on the ball. And I did see Andrew say hi to us earlier. Andrew, I did see it. Hello. Yeah. I'm not trying to ignore you or anything like that, but for me, chat is awkward. I'm trying to get better at reading it and keeping up with it. That's why I let Cass do that, because she's a pro at it. But I did see you guys say hello. So hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Having a great conversation with Cass, as we do every week.
Yeah.
It is coming.
We try.
And what scares me, Cass, is if they did come out with that tomorrow, where you could get a chip and be jacked into the internet, there'd be lineups around the corner for people to do it. They wouldn't think of any consequence to it. They would just do it. I mean, and I know they would. After what I saw over the last couple of years, believe me, they would. And
I mean,
it is. And then they've really got you. And I think big picture, and I try to see the big picture of what they're doing. And I think of then now at least where I live, there's a lot of talk now about this universal basic income. And I'm thinking, and I know with cryptocurrency that they've been trying to phase money out forever, paper money. So they're going to go to a digital currency. That's coming, guaranteed, that they're going to eventually transfer over to a digital currency. So then, like you said, they're already chipping people for their vaccine things and for their bank card. So then you're going to get a chip where then you've got, if this universal basic income, which I think is going to be a disaster if this ever does happen. I've had a great debates with a lot of people about this. Most people I talk to surprisingly want it, which kind of shocked me in a way. I don't think they've thought it all the way through. And I think, like, why give government even more power if they're the ones issuing this currency every month? Yeah, you're getting that, but then they really got their claws into you, right? How long till they and they're going to abuse that system. If you're doing shows like this or shows that other people that are watching are doing, and you're not going along with the system, then you're ripe for the picking. Then I just think this universal income it's a bad idea when you start thinking about it a little bit deeper than I'm just getting some money every month.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, and I could be wrong. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm just saying, other people, I definitely have talked to other people that do not agree with me. They think it's a good thing. And I see more slavery brought over to us and more control if we do this. So so what do you think?
I agree. There's what I think we're finding, and it's the same as what's been the last 2 years, with all the inoculations and rules and regulations that aren't legal and all that sort of thing. People aren't capable of seeing below level 1.
Yep. Digging a little deeper.
That's it. And people just aren't capable of it. I'm surrounded here. We've got people in this place.
I'm surrounded.
Gather me harder.
Yep.
And you look at them and you think, where is your sense of self? Are you that enslaved to the matrix? Where is your sense of self? Who are you? Are you or are you the government slave? Yep. Because you're sure as hell not acting like a person right now. And they're the ones that are literally just going to bend over and go, yeah, why not?
Yep. And that's what they are. That's what they take away, is starting at a very young age, is they take away that your self your self identity, your light, whatever you would like to call it, that spark, that is you. And I think that that's the whole reason that they want to get you indoctrinated into the school system at a very young age. And I know here it's always, when I was growing up, you had kindergarten, pre-kindergarten, and I've said this before, and then you had like, public school and high school, and now they've got, people are sending their children even younger to daycares, and then they got pre-kindergarten, and then they got kindergarten, so they're getting them young, and they don't want free thinking, conscious people. You can sure shit bet they're not teaching anything about consciousness, principles, natural law, or anything like that, or anything about nature, really. I know in where I live, the first programs that kind of get hit on and if they say they don't have the funding or whatever it is, and I'm not sure if that's like that in Australia, but it's always the art programs, the music programs, and usually the science programs. Anything that gives you that sense of self identity and creativity, and they don't want conscious thinkers. They just want cogs in a machine that go do their job, rinse and repeat. And so they do not want they don't want people like us talking like we're doing. This is what they don't want. And that's why I think people have to start talking out more, because this is what they don't want.
Exactly. They don't want the exchange of ideas and the information flow between people who can think and who are aware. If they really wanted the human population to be self-sufficient, not that to be free like we're born, free
Free's good.
free kind of works. If they really wanted to allow nature to take its course with the way we should be, there we go, sorry, I had to get the brain there. Why aren't our kids being taught how to do basic things like how to grow a garden, how to read the weather, how to read the seasons? Instead, they're being taught dumb stuff like compliance and parroting incorrect information that goes against all the basic principles of any reasonable thinking. And it's being force-fed to them, and the only way they get out of that system is to parrot and apparently take on the belief. So where's the forethought in that? We're not being taught how to think. And the longer it goes on, the worse it gets.
Yeah. I'm actually just trying to keep up on chat too. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. For every like, just so you guys know, like for every 10 chats that go by, I see one. So aim your comments to Cass, and then she can tell me because I'm just trying to see if there's some here. I saw one by Balance Shays that I'm trying to. Let me just bring that one up. I'll be able to read it this way. So kids are being told we are just the birthing parents and don't listen to them. That is true.
Yep.
That is something I'm hearing more of lately, and you're very right. You're very right.
Yep. And that's it. That's the whole thing. We, Shaz's next comment. We have to offer them a better alternative.
Oh, I can put it up. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, nature. Get back to nature and help our planet. Yeah, that's mainly the problem. They don't even know. Yeah, exactly. And they're not teaching that in the schooling system. And it's true. Like, I mean, like you were saying about gardening and stuff like that. They're not. I don't think many people are even doing that anymore. I know I have a garden. I know even in my rough shape, I have a garden because I know that it's a great skill to have. And and when I think about could you imagine right now, Cass, if there was all of a sudden overnight there was no food in the grocery stores? How many people would just not have any idea? Like, I think there's people that wouldn't even like, believe it or not, I can actually I can make a fire like 3 different ways. And I'm not talking about a lighter and matches. That's not what I mean, guys. I'm saying the old fashioned way, like with a flint or with rubbing, like, believe it or not, with I can't remember the name of it, but it's where you have to stick on top and then you have a bow rod. Bow rod. I think it's a bow rod or something like that. But there is, like, how many people could ever even make a fire if they didn't have a lighter or matches or what food they can, like how to grow food or anything. These are skills that we've lost. Uh,
Yeah,
and so I think people need to get back to that. They need to start learning these skills again, because these are the skills that are going to save your life when it does finally go down, which it will. I guarantee it.
I think it's sooner rather than later. I think we've lost our opportunity for a good chunk of the population to teach,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest.
Yep.
Um, I've never been one for doing the whole end of days revelations
Yeah.
scripture
Exactly. Right.
thing.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, that's a human imposition on a being that you cannot translate,
Right.
for want of a better
Yep.
phrase. Um, that said, there is something brewing. There's too much going on. The earth is not happy. The earth is angry. The energies are intense,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely magnificently intense. The downloads and the upgrades and the whole inflow is just being it. Literally, I've been spent quite a fair bit of time just sitting back in the chair going, "Here, breathe,
Yep.
breathe," because there's just such an intense influx of energy and vibrations coming in. It's coming. Whatever's going to happen, it's coming and it's building fast, I think. And
Yep.
it's just going to be one giant showdown, and the whole lot's going to end up in one big melting pot.
Yep. Well, we're seeing the results of our actions now, but these are the results from what we've done in the past. Do you know what I mean by that? Like what we're seeing the result of our poor decisions that we did even years ago, and then we're seeing this is
Yep.
what's manifesting now. Is that, and that's what I try to tell people too. Like it's not an instant thing that we're seeing. Like this isn't something that you do something today and then you instantly it takes effect. We're seeing the results of poor decisions from 2 years ago. And I
Even
like to
further
use
back.
2 years ago, just and even further back, but I like to use 2 years ago because it's fresh in people's minds and we're seeing the results of not fighting back and saying no, which I tell people is the most powerful word that you're ever going to have. And people should relearn this word well, and is no, like enough. And that's the problem. And now that I said what I've seen over the last 2 years, how people just rolled over and kind of given away all of their rights, and um it's now we're going to see the results of that. Now we're the consequences of these poor
Yep.
decisions, and
Yep.
that's a scary thought when I think about it, because I just very shocked at what happened, as I keep saying, over the last couple of years, how quickly people just bought it. And God, I wish we could talk more bluntly about it, guys, but we can't, because they'll just tear it down. So we got to kind
And
of
it
like,
would have been my fault if we got slapped for this one, would it? No,
exactly,
it
yes.
wouldn't. You're
Well, that's
blaming
what I
me.
that's what I like about the radio show, because I can actually just go and there's no restrictions, right? So I mean, it's a lot more free to talk about the issues. But I think that I would agree, right? Like we're seeing the results of poor decisions now.
We
Um,
are.
and I just think I kind of agree with you. I'm not a doomsdayer person either. Like I'm not one of those people that are. I just know that if we keep on the path that we're going, and I've always told people, I just know that the more uh let me try to put it in a way that the best way I put it is consciousness increases, freedom increases. As consciousness decreases, slavery increases. And you just have to look around
Yep.
the world now and and I think anybody that would be, if you're being honest, are we dealing with a world of conscious people, or are we dealing with a people that are not? And I guess a better way to put it too is morality increases, freedom increases, and as morality decreases, freedom decreases. That's another way to do it too. And I think that's what we're seeing now.
Yeah,
So
I'm on board with that as a base theory. I am. It but it goes back to what your version of morality is as well.
well,
So
yeah, that's there's another whole show, uh,
I'm,
which we can get into. I will
I'm good at
next.
that.
We're good at that.
I
Yeah,
am good
that'd
at
be a
that.
great
Sorry,
show idea. Is Greg still in here? I want to try. Before the end of the
I haven't
show,
seen you for a while.
if Greg's in here, I just want to try to invite him, Cass, just for give me 5 minutes, just to see if I can. I've never brought another person in, So I just want to see
Okay. No,
if
he's
I
gone.
oh,
Greg's
he's
gone.
gone.
He's
Is there
not.
anybody that
He's
wants
not
to
in
come
this.
on? Is there anybody that wants to come on for just 5 minutes? Just you're basically a guinea pig. You don't have to even be on camera. I just want to see if I can actually bring a third person in. So just let me know. If not, that's cool. I got Cass here. We'll rock and roll.
And I'll find someone for next week. I'll drag somebody kicking and screaming.
Oh well, hey, anybody's welcome. If you
Yeah,
guys want, yeah. I mean, like Cass says, we don't bite, and I love
much,
having a great, yeah. Well, much for you, yes, exactly.
much.
But I just think that this is a great way. I love to hear people's opinions and have a great discussion, and I think that's a great way to do things. Just have
Yep.
a mature discussion about it. We don't have to agree on everything, that's for sure. But at least we can have a
It gets
discussion and
boring.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, the last thing I want is like an echo chamber where people are just agreeing with everything. If they don't agree, then I would rather hear that than just like, oh no, it's all good.
yep, yep.
Oh, Peter's in.
And
Hi, Peter.
yeah, late again.
And
Um,
if you need me to put anything up, let me know. I can't. I can't. That's a big
um,
one for me to read.
yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it's good
I gotta
grief.
read that
Phone's
one.
going nuts. Well,
The collective is coming together with the purpose of offering either join in and get on board. Very true. All right.
no,
Yeah.
what you looking at?
thank you for
Oh, okay.
thank you for asking, Peter. I am so sore today. I'm not even lying, guys. Like today, I we had weird weather today. We had these thunderstorms, and about an hour away, not even an hour, maybe 20 minutes away from where I live, there was like a tornado, which is very rare in Canada where I live. That is unheard of. And then so the pressure dropped really fast here, and then these thunderstorms rolled in, and my arthritis, like my disease, just went crazy. So I I am super sore today, but I don't want to miss a show with you guys, and I don't. So I'm here, little sore, but I'm here.
Yeah, he said yeah, been very, very, very racked up the last few days. So
Yeah.
it's not good. Not good.
It's perfect. Yeah. I mean, I'm here. I mean, I'm going to be sore whether wherever I am in the house, right? So I might as well be on here and having a great discussion and talking with everybody. So I mean, I can be sore anywhere. I can be sore here. So let's do it here and have a great conversation. So
Oh,
uh okay. So now Peter's asking me more questions. Jeez. Okay. Have you
told
buried
you.
your Yes, I have buried my feet, Peter. I actually did that. My wife looked at me like I was crazy because I was up to my ankles in dirt. And if I'm being honest, I get the same effect, Peter, if I just am barefoot and walking in my yard, kind of thing, on the grass and in the garden and stuff. So, is that
We
weird?
need to open you up a little bit. No, we need to open you up a little bit more before you get the full effect of
Okay,
feet,
fair
of
enough.
full
Fair
berry
enough.
feet.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Like I did try it, and I think I sat there for probably over a half an hour, and I just sat there and quiet too. Like I didn't have my phone with me or anything. I wanted to just be in the moment, and it felt great, but I still get the same effect by just being barefoot in the grass or like as I
Yeah,
said. So if I got to
yeah.
be opened up or get these chakras going or something like that, hey, I'm all for it. So
When you messaged me this morning, and I said to you, I was just finished the job and on my way back to the office.
right,
True story. True story. I This particular customer's made changes to policy and requested that I either do the job while they are on site, or I have a second person with me at all times. So, and it's for their own OH&S guidelines.
okay,
So this morning I tested theory number 2 out and went to do the quick little daily flick through there while they were on site. Turned into an absolute shit show, mind you, but anyway, that's beside the point. I got there and there's people everywhere. But better put my shoes on for this one. Wandered over, seen the boss man, told him, I'm here to. And he said, yeah, go for it. Just kick him out of the way if you need to do what you got to do. And I'm like, cool. He said, now, no picking on me for no full, colourful clothes and boots and all sorts of stuff. Okay,
right,
please, because I don't actually work for you. I just contract for you. And he had the cheek to say to me, about, we really need boots if you're here during work hours. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I've got a pair, I just don't wear them in the office, buried in the corner. And then I thought about it. It had been over 24 hours since I had actually put a pair of shoes on my feet. Full
Wow.
stop.
That's
That's
amazing though.
the way it should roll. True
Yeah,
story.
that is amazing. And when I thought I like since I've been thinking about this and the grounding as I learned that's what it's called, grounding. I do it all the
Yes.
time, but I didn't know the name for it, which I find with a lot of the stuff that I've been learning. I've been doing it for years. And I just didn't know the name that people use for it. And when you think about being around in shoes all the time, and then if you're living in a subdivision or a city and you're never grounding, and it's just
Yep.
such an unnatural it's very unnatural, I think, especially like living in the city and then always have shoes on. You're never connecting with earth. Like you're never getting
Yep.
that grounding. And I know it sounds funny to people that have never done it. And I tell people you have to try it. Just take your damn shoes off and your socks and go walk in the grass with your bare feet or stand in the
Yep.
dirt or connect a little bit. And it's just and I think people think it's weird or something like that, but it does make a difference. I know I feel drastically better when I do that. Like it takes the pain out of my body in a way. Like it does something. Getting rid of that
Yeah.
negative charge. Like I think your people build up this negative charge with their shoes on, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then you're not
Exactly.
releasing it. If yeah, you got to kind of
Mhm.
like get that charge out of your system. And if they're not doing that, that charge is building and I'm sure having negative impacts on your health in a lot of different ways, right?
Exactly. It just all bubbles up and sits inside of you and turns negative. It's not good. It's not
Not
good. That
good.
just that affects your thinking, it affects your feeling, it affects your whole system. It's just bad. It's bad. But mud. Mud is a whole different story. I love mud.
Mud,
Except
honey.
at 3:30 in the morning when I've got one more job to do and I misstep and I go ankle deep in a mud pit. That wasn't fun. That was Friday morning. I had mud rings on my feet till Friday afternoon. I could. It was just disgusting.
So you like mud when it's not 3:30 in the morning.
Pretty much. And
And
I'm
you
not
can
supposed to go
yeah.
and do another job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's amazing. You went 24 hours and you didn't even put
I
shoes
do it
on.
quite frequently. I do it
That's
quite
really
frequently.
cool.
That's the thing. I literally put them on for jobs where I've got rocks or I have to go out in manky public or, for whatever reason. But like they get kicked off the minute I get in the car and they don't get put on until they have to.
Really?
True story. Mhm.
Very cool. Yeah, they're definitely that. I just see how people, and that's another thing. Like when we were speaking about the cyborg and how people are connecting more with this technology, I just see how it's just making people even further disconnect from nature. And it's a scary thing to me when I think about that. I think that people are just not even thinking about it anymore. A lot of people, they just their lives are so busy and they're not very conscious of it, that what's going on around them. And I just see that, I don't, and I've said it a few times to you, and I'm sure I've said it on other shows too, that I don't even see really people out that much anymore like I used to. When I was younger, there was always people out and kids were out doing stuff and they were playing and they were interacting, and I just don't see that anymore. Like I see the odd person walking their dog, which is cool, at least they're out doing that, but I don't see a lot of people just taking time and being out in nature anymore. Is that something that you see less of too, or is it just my area?
No, I'm not in a good spot to say that because again, we're in a mining area, so
That's true. You're right.
these
That's
Muppets
true.
here are all yeah. These Muppets here are here to earn their $1 million and like literally work for 12 hours, drink for 3 hours, go to bed for 5 hours, get up and work for 12 hours. If they do
Wow.
anything else, they do when they go out on their break out of here. So
Not a good. It's
yeah,
it's not a good
Tanya.
measure. Yeah, it's not a good measure. Oh, what's Tanya saying?
No, no, definitely not here. Tanya, word of warning: choose your patch of grass and dirt you stand on.
What's that?
Be
That
careful of the dog poop and the thorny bits.
Yep, that's true. Yep. I might as well just go down the thing here. Okay. Weird snipper issues and done. Okay, well, it's true, but oh, I, I did. Peter, you leave long messages. Hard for me to read. Just because it's so. I gotta pull my glasses down because I won't be able to read them all. Uh, uh, I know I'm gonna. I'm just gonna highlight it, guys. There you go.
It's easier. It
Yeah,
is easier.
fear, Rick. The imprint. Okay, so yes, this is because people have fear, Rick. The imprint that has been put in their minds of kids being kidnapped is something that stops this. That's very true because I've heard people say that actually to my face that have children. Like they're like, I can't let my kid just run around anymore. They're gonna get, yeah, they're gonna get taken or they're gonna get hurt. Which I mean, when me and you were growing up, Cass, getting hurt was a daily thing. Busting your
Yeah,
knee
pretty
up,
much.
yeah, falling off your bike, doing like I
Yep.
think of the games that we used to play when I was a kid. When they would never fly now in a schoolyard, never, never
Oh,
in a million years would they let these kids now play the games that we used to play. Like we used to play
no.
some pretty vicious games when we were kids, like, and they never let that go now, not now ever. I don't think in a schoolyard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's whatever happened to the time of you learn how to do things right by getting hurt doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So you learn how to climb a tree properly because you fall half over tip and get hurt if you don't do
Yep.
it properly. It's so
Yep.
simple.
Every group of people, every group of friends had the one guy that fell out of the tree and broke his arm. Every group of friends had that
Yeah.
one guy that fell out, landed on his head, and stuff like. I think of all the stuff I did as a kid, like the hard way. But I was out.
Yep.
What was really cool was I was out exploring. I just remember that from the time if it was in school, if I wasn't a school day, or if it was after school, I was immediately out exploring the world. And I think that is the
Yep.
best classroom, better than any classroom that you're sticking your children in every day for 8 hours a day, letting some stranger indoctrinate them into the schooling system and taking that their light and their energy. I think you put them out in the world and you teach them. That is your classroom. And I learned so much just by exploring the world. And it was
Yep.
when I was younger, it was encouraged. My parents would never let me sit at home and just watch TV all day, or if they had tablets back then, which we didn't. But even if I know if they did, my parents wouldn't
Because
have let me
these
sit.
weren't invented back then.
No, yeah,
Even
I know.
these
I
weren't
tell
invented back then.
exactly. Yeah, yep, exactly. But I just remember that I was constantly out interacting with the kids around the neighborhood and exploring the world, and they're stopping that from people. I think and from what we learned over the last couple of years, they don't even want people really around each other. Where do you think this whole 6 foot thing comes from? This, stay 6 feet away. They're separating people. They don't want people connecting, and I keep trying to tell people that this is all by design, and they just don't
Um,
want it.
and they pick their distance too to stop the energy field. So we've
Yeah,
all got the auric energy around us. We all exude our own energy. And that's why it's so far,
yep,
because it's designed to stop not just the contact interaction, but the energy interaction. That's what they're trying to stop,
yep.
you
And
know,
that's
and
very
that's
unnatural
actually
for.
a bigger part of it than actual physical contact, I think, because the energy sphere, it tells uh, our, our energy speaks differently to our physical form speaks. And energy colliding and meeting has got more of a connection and impact and knowledge
Hmm.
than what a simple shake your hand, hi, I'm Cass.
Yep,
That connection is more beneficial to us both spiritually and physically.
yep,
Um, and that's what they've broken that. They've
yep.
literally broken that. Well, they're
And
trying
then,
to anyway.
well, they're trying to break it, and then they're even breaking the physical touching. So you're getting a double shot of a double whammy. And I know that people that we feed off of each other's energy 100%, because as I've said in other shows too, I know people that I call psychic vampires, that when you're around them, they just drain you. And I've had a couple of people like that in my life where I can be in high energy, and then I get around these people, even if I'm not talking to them, I'm just in the radius of them for like 10,
Yep.
15 minutes. And you get away from them and you're physically exhausted. Like you feel like every ounce of your body is no energy. And that's what I call psychic
Mhm.
vampires. And I, so that think that we're not all connected energy wise, and that's all interacting, of course they want to break that, and they're trying to do a good job of it, and a lot of people are going along with it, which is crazy, but they do.
It's even scarier. People, uh, people have willingly given up so much. So what's one more thing to give up
Yeah.
for them?
Uh,
For
yeah.
them.
For this safety, this illusion of safety that the government gives us, right? Let's just keep giving up a little bit more, which I think started
Oh,
back, when
boy.
the yeah, like I think started many years ago, that they've been doing this slowly, and as I've said too before, that when you ask people even what a right is or anything, they can't even give you the proper definition of it. So why how are they going to defend it or even care about giving it up if they don't even know what they're giving up? And that's a very
Well,
very dangerous. That's dangerous.
it is. Again, they're not. They're not. Oh, again, we circle back to this constantly. Bred dumb. Bred dumb. Like cattle. You know,
Yeah.
some of us have broken the conditioning and educated ourselves, and we're spreading the word the best we can. But for the bulk of it, bred dumb. Every single major event designed to cause fear that I can think of in the last 30 years that I can say I've looked at and studied over the last 50, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get my meaning there, um, every single big event has led to the removal of something that wasn't theirs to remove.
100%.
So, and people are just used to it now.
Yeah.
It's the biggest one, the planes are falling.
Yeah.
And look what people just willingly went and get, here, take it. I feel safe now.
Yep. And that's the thing that's what drives me crazy is how people keep giving away for this illusion of safety. That's what it is. They promise you this illusion of safety. Just give us a little more. Give us a little more of your freedoms, and but we'll keep you safe. We'll take care of you. Don't worry. Just give us a little more, and they just keep taking and taking. And now we've got ourselves in a big mess because
Mhm.
they've really got a good grip now, and that's a scary thing when I think of it, when I see as a the human species as a collective. I get very scared because it's just I don't know how you reverse this at this point. I just and we've talked about this a lot even offline when we talk. It's like, how do you reverse this at this point? You're just dealing with so many people that are just plain dumb.
Mhm.
There's no nice way to put it. You
No, there
know,
isn't. There really isn't.
there isn't.
It's
I
a
mean, I'm not
simple.
trying to be mean, but like, come on now. Like, I just don't know if that the last couple of years didn't wake people up. I don't know what will
No,
to what's going on, and that's the scary thing. How people aren't waking
correct.
up to the and still willing
Yeah.
to go along with this agenda, and it's just to me, it just it's I have a hard time grasping why people are like not seeing this. I just they really have to at this point. I think you have to be willingly ignoring it and just kind of just and I what do you think? I think you have to be willingly ignoring it at this point if you don't see what's going
Very
on.
similar. Similar to the word choice I was just about to use, willfully ignorant. Um,
Perfect.
being
Well said.
ignorant, being ignorant is not an excuse.
Mhm.
However, ignorant because you don't know or understand is one thing. Being willfully ignorant, however, is having access to the knowledge, having seen what is clear, having seen what is happening, and then turning a blind eye. That is inexcusable.
Mhm. Yeah, put their
End
head
of.
yeah, they put their head in the sand, and it's like they just don't wanna believe it, and that's
No.
true. That is unacceptable to be like that, I agree, and especially
And they're
with
the ones that are
all
willingly just going, here, take it, take it, take it, take
yep,
it, take it, take it. I don't need my freedom. I don't need this, and I don't need. You can tell me when to go sit, stand, and piss against a
yep,
tree.
yep,
Go govern me harder.
yep, exactly, 100%, and what especially as you were just saying, there's no excuse for it anymore, especially with all of the information we have at our fingertips. I mean,
Yep.
we have it there, and so there's no excuse anymore for people doing that. And that's the problem, is that if you got all these people willing saying take it, take it, take it, and the people that are even awake like all of us, we get lumped in with that, and we lose our freedoms along with it, because it happens once.
Well,
It's happening to all of us, unfortunately. That's the consequence of it.
yep.
So
Thanks, Tanya. That's just my end point. It's like I lose my words because it just pisses me off that much. Anyways, shut up.
well, yeah.
We're trying not to give the bots any reason to catch us. I seem to be a magnet for it lately.
Well, I don't, yeah, I don't know what the yeah, I'm curious. That's really confusing with the bot thing and
Crack
spam and
party, that's
stuff
all I
like that.
got.
Yeah. So, is there any
I
other
just said to
comments?
Mandy yesterday, they can share it.
Yeah, it's like these bots are like contagious coming after you guys. So, but is there
I
anything in
reckon Twitter
chat?
bots.
Yeah.
Twitter bots are part of it too, because apparently they're doing some weird crap over there, and it's like, yeah, I reckon they're on the same gear somewhere. Just having their
Yeah,
own quiet little party and throwing darts.
I think the area. Okay,
Oh,
well,
Lordy.
we're gonna throw a dart at that one. But yeah, is there any comments that you want
Yeah,
me to
we don't
highlight?
like that one today.
I can highlight all the
What we
comments,
got?
but I don't even know if people want their
Oh,
comments highlighted or not.
I was trying to read it. What do you got?
You're usually right on the ball with this reading.
I am. I've been sort of keeping up with it.
I'm gonna put up Andrews here because I haven't put one of Andrews up.
Yeah,
So
old lady.
walking past our house years ago. Okay, so I remember an old lady walking past our house years ago as the kids were outside, absolutely covered in mud, playing together, saying it's so lovely to see that, and how it's so good for their exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I don't see that. I'm telling Andrew, I don't see that around here where I live anymore. I'm just being honest.
No.
I don't know what they're doing. Well, they're hiding in their house, obviously. But I remember that as a kid. Yeah, coming home covered in mud, and that's how you get a good immune system. Not hiding in your house. That's like the worst thing you could do.
My best life teacher, would you believe, this will probably freak a few people out. My best life teacher was a horse. A little
cool.
tiny 13-hand Australian pony. So she was tiny. She kind of fitted me because I was short at the time. Oh, I'm short, sorry. And her name is Spring. Now, you've heard me mention that our big dog Nomad's smarter than half the humans I know. Spring was the same. She taught me everything. She would, if I was being cheeky to her, she would throw me into a prickle bush, and I shit you not, she would actually find a prickle bush, stop dead, and offload me just to teach me that, and then stand there and laugh at me. I've watched her play with dogs. She's walked up and booted me before for being a pain in the ass, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Best life teacher I ever had was that horse. So it comes from anywhere you want to draw it. You want to draw the inspiration from. But yeah, true story.
That's amazing.
Because I grew up fast on a saddle, so.
Yeah, people can learn a lot by watching nature. Believe it or not, I love watching nature. And Greg is back in here.
Hello, Greg. Again.
Greg, you want to come on here, Greg, for a few minutes? I want to try to drag a third person in here. Are you game if I put a link?
Come on, Greg. Come and join us. Come on.
I'll put a link in the chat. So this is just for, well, I mean, if anybody else wants to come in, I guess so.
Get your nose out of there, please. Thank you.
Are you okay with me putting it in there and see it? Well, let us know, Greg. Yep. Will you come on?
Yep. He said sure.
All right, cool. All right, I'll just stick the link right in here. This is just for Greg, guys. Unless you guys ask if you guys want to come on here. I got to keep taking my glasses down here. Here we go. This should work, I think.
Quick with the feet, please.
So that is for Greg. If I get any unexpected people, unless you guys ask, I'm sure Cass won't bite hard and she'll let you in. I was curious to see how to do 3 people. I've never had 3 people on a show before.
God dog. He'll keep us right.
I love the dog's face. It looks like you took a black paintbrush and just went to town on the side of his head.
Yeah.
So, but oh my God, yeah, I'm feeling it now. But yeah, if anybody else wants to join, Let me know if that
It
worked,
was
Greg.
awesome, not one. It was awesome. I grew up with with my ass in a saddle, so spent more years of my life on horseback than not. That was my escape. My escape.
Some of my
I
best
know.
friends growing up were pets for sure. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a great way. I love sitting out in nature and watching nature do its thing, and it's definitely a lot smarter than most of the people some of the people I know. I shouldn't say most, but a lot of the people I know are
I say
definitely
most because
you know, they can
they're never
learn a
wrong.
thing or two about nature and
Other
but
one
while
wants to
we're
turn now, so this
oh,
plays
of course.
up.
Oh, yeah. There's the big sucky. That's the one that's scared of the thunderstorms when it rains. That
Yep.
one's so funny when you showed me that he was hiding in the car.
Oh, good grief. Yes,
Has
I
he
know
always
children.
has he always been scared of the rain? Like
Yeah.
he's just
Yep.
that's weird. I wonder where that
If
comes from.
I've got to find. Oh, Neil, I could probably do it through your account. The Facebook page I had for these two back when I had my original account. I've got footage of this one. We were in Karratha and massive, mega thunderstorm across the top of us. And this one here just rattling the caravan, absolutely petrified. Um, it was really funny in the end because there was really no way out of it. There's nothing we could do. And even he was laughing by the end of it, I think.
Oh, that was I still remember when you were telling me it was raining there and you're like my black dog. I said, "Where's your black dog?" And you're like, "He's hiding in the car." And I was like, "No, he's not." And then you took a picture and sure enough, he was hiding in the car.
Yep. Yep.
So, I hope
Okay, can we
Greg can get
stop,
on
please,
here.
children? Oh, hey, yeah, where'd you
It,
go?
yeah, you
Come on
coming on.
up, Greg. Where are
He said he would
you?
come on. So come on, Greg, get on here or somebody.
Come
We
on.
want to hear what you've been thinking.
We do. We do.
Greg, he's got to go and get his hair done, and he's got to do,
Oh, yes.
you know
Well, he's
how it
got the fan
is.
club, you know.
That's true.
He's got to get ready for the fan club.
That is
So,
true. Yeah, he's got to get the fan club, so he's got to get himself all hotted up.
yeah, he's probably going to make a few phone calls, make sure he gets some viewers and not
Very
just our
true.
people. Bring
Yep.
his own audience and that just to make sure he keeps that hot status.
Oh, I might as well show some comments. Horses make a connection like no other animals. I needed. So that's very true,
Oh,
Andrew.
those
Because
Andrew.
my
Yes.
father raised horses for
Oh,
a good part of his life. He's too old now to raise horses, but they are very, very smart creatures, a horse. Like I was very
mm,
and they're so powerful. That was the one thing I learned about horses. Like they're just they are such a powerful animal, but they're so beautiful too. And I remember my dad's horses, and they were smart, very smart animals. Very good at sensing how you are feeling. I found if I like the horse could sense a good person or somebody that was a shitty person, or if you were upset, the animal. Because I think that's probably true with a lot of animals, don't you think, Cass? Like with your
I
dogs,
agree.
do they know? Do your dogs know when you're having a bad day?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely with that question. So,
That's cool.
and they
That's
also, I
really
trust
cool.
these two implicitly. When I'm hiring people, they get first contact. Because if they say
Also,
no, I'm really sorry, I
so if
don't
it,
have a job for you.
so if your dogs don't like somebody, then you know that there's something wrong with them.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like that with my cats. I always tell people when they come in my house if my cats don't come up to you within like a half an hour, we have problems. Like we're gonna have
Yep.
problems. But oh, we got Greg. Oh my God, is this gonna work? Hey, we got three
Hey,
people. Oh
welcome,
my God,
welcome.
Phil
How are you?
Collins
Hello
fan.
again.
We're doing
There's
good. Having a
there's
good
always one.
conversation. Phil Collins fan, eh? Yes.
A is
Ah,
right. I'm Phil Collins fan A, number A or letter A,
no, you're
whatever it
no, you're
is.
just the only Phil Collins fan.
Oh, okay. All right. I see how it is. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's
So
okay.
what? How you doing today, Greg?
Oh,
Or
pretty good. Not too bad. Let's just
that's
do a
cool.
little housework here and yeah, unwinding for the day for the night. Literally
Here.
just got out of the shower, so I'm hot and ready to go. What's going on with these two?
Look at Cass. Yeah. Nothing. We're just having a great discussion and talking with chat, having a good time.
Always a good time, right?
Yeah, doing live like you suggested a long time ago, which is very, very different to me.
It's
than
fun though, right? It's like the radio show. I mean, it's pretty much like a radio show, just with the camera on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I still like my interviews. I love doing my interviews. I was telling Castle I've done 3 interviews that'll never get played on YouTube. So
That sucks. That
I
really
know.
sucks. We just got to wait till some billionaire buys YouTube, and then you can bring them all back.
Exactly. Well, I'll just play them on the radio show. I just pre-record them and play it on the radio show. I've been doing that lately because like the topics I'm getting into, YouTube will just there's no point even trying to put it up. I already know it's going to get taken down, so why bother and lose my channel in the process?
Yeah, that's a good point. Can't argue with that. Don't be like
Yeah.
Jamie though. Jamie's on channel 3 now, I think, and he said he had the same video taken down within 24 hours. So
Well, Cass is doing a good job.
That was
Yeah.
me.
Was that you?
Was me with the 24 hours.
Oh, jeez.
What do they mean
And,
by
like,
what do they mean by
Audible.
maybe Greg knows this. What do they mean by spam?
It could be anything. It's not only spam. They put 3 together. So they put spam, deceptive practices, and I forget what the third one is. But it's all under one thing. So it could be any of those three things.
Oh, so now we know what Mandy was doing with that painting. Deceptive.
She was being deceptive. Was it really Mandy painting?
Yeah, I guess it wasn't Mandy painting. Now we know what's going on now.
We have the proof. We have the live video, but of course we don't have the proof. Nobody on YouTube can see it, so you can't really defend yourself anymore.
So that might help you, Cass, if you know now that it's all lumped in together. They got 3 of them.
Yeah, it is. It is. I still honestly think it's bots on crack.
So that happened to your channel too, Cass, because that happened to Jamie's too. Same thing. 2 different videos. Interesting. Within 24 hours. Wow.
No, I had the same video I had the same one taken in 24 hours. So we got done for the show Mandy and I did last Sunday. It got taken down.
Yeah.
I appealed it. We got it back, and 3 hours later they took it again for the same thing, which is medical misinfo.
Okay, because the same thing happened with Jamie's video that we did. For you guys, Friday, I think that one got taken down too.
Yeah, that was spam. We got done on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just you can't even. I don't know what to do anymore. We just whatever. Okay, just do it over. I guess make another one, and that's it.
Wow.
Get our backups. Just get our backups ready.
I don't blame Andrew for leaving. His wife made him bacon and eggs. God, I want bacon and eggs now.
Canadian, but not Canadian bacon, real bacon.
Yeah.
Not that Canadian stuff. Good old USA fat pork bacon. Yep.
Yeah. So
Aussie bacon.
Aussie bacon. Interesting.
Isn't it all the same?
No.
Isn't bacon?
No. Depends on what you feed that pig. What you feed the pig is what you eat.
Oh,
so
fair
there
enough.
you go.
Fair enough. So what do you got? What do you got planned, Greg? What do you got videos you got loaded up? I know you got something getting ready to go up.
I really don't. No, I don't have anything. Nothing specific. Just kind of hanging out in the background, working on more of my books and stuff like that. So more just writing and things like that. But yeah, you never know. I had some time today. I decided to go live and just kind of chat. There's so much happening in this crazy world now. It's so hard to keep up with everything. So.
Right. That's what I was asking Cass at the beginning of the show, like what she thought of the elections going on in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of curious of what she thought, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, labor, right? It's all about the Labor Party, even though they don't really do a lot of labor, right? They make you do all the labor, they get all the credit. That's what it seems like. It's a weird name.
We call them shiny asses because all they're good for is politics seats.
Shiny asses.
Yeah, they don't have real working man's hands, I bet either. It's all very dainty, limp-wristed hands, I'm sure. So that's just a guess. I don't have any proof to back it up, but somebody could find that out pretty quickly.
Right.
Parliament.
So I imagine. So Cass, you think they're going to win though, right? If it keeps going the way it's going.
Yeah, it's preset. It's predetermined. There's like I said, we've got. I've seen proof, written testimonies from the counting rooms and the scrutineers that there were actual paper votes that were being number one was allocated to like the independent that was voted for, and then they were skipping points 2, 3, 4, 5, and dropping it straight on Liberal or Labor. So it was always going to funnel directly back to one or the two, which is, it nullifies the whole thing. Like, let alone the fact that there was no correct writs issued for it to start with. So it's a legal, non-compliant election to begin with.
Are they doing any? Are they doing anything different with the whole lockdowns and all that stuff? Is there anything that they've been doing since 2020, kind of differently? No. Any reports of voter fraud or anything like that? Not yet. They changed everything here. They changed it all. Just a couple. Yeah. It's all different.
I give it to the end of the week. Yeah, I reckon by the end of the week we'll be back in restricted, no leaving, no going, no. Yeah.
Really? That quick?
Yeah.
That quick?
Yep.
Wow.
Because of the monkeypox, you got to wear. How many masks you guys are gonna have to wear now with all this going on?
Yeah, I was looking at that. Apparently, I got a map that I was looking at, Greg, about this monkeypox, and it shows where it's getting bad, and it's Canada, which I was surprised.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Canada and Australia.
Where does it start? Like, where did it? Do they know the source, the origin? I really haven't looked.
I haven't either. Do you know, Cass, where it started? Wasn't it EU?
Yeah, that's
Cass on we got Cass on the job.
It's not China, so as far as we know.
Yeah, could you imagine?
No.
That would be.
It's not in some lab.
Sure it was Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was looking at the map, Greg, and I was really shocked. I'm like, oh, I wonder where it's really bad. And Canada and the US was lit right up, and Australia.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it, see what the whole symptoms are. What are the symptoms? How many people are not dying from it, and everything like that.
I might be able to bring up the map here. Hold on.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see.
Yeah.
1 second. God knows if I'm gonna. I may shut this whole show down. Like, who knows?
All right, see everyone.
Yeah, say bye to everybody because you never know. All right.
Well, we're all working from home here still. Not all of us, but and so they sent my wife some COVID tests, some free COVID tests here now, and we're looking at them like, wow, this is crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. It could be coming back here too. You never know.
Why is it?
Test them. Play with them. Test your water. Test your fruit. Test your.
Yeah,
test
I was thinking about that. Thinking about doing one of those little fruit tests that I saw. That was pretty funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe I'll test my cat and see if she has COVID.
Yeah. I was saying that every household in WA was going to get like 5 cents to them or something, and I was waiting for ours to turn up because I got a couple of dogs and I've got a couple of plants at home I was going to throw it at, and nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, well, there you go.
Boring.
See, if I share this, I don't know if it's going to show everything or not. Hold on.
You sound like you're cool. I'll stop now.
Okay, hold on. Are you sharing right now, Cass?
No. I've looked at like literally 4 channels this morning, 4 Telegram channels this morning, and do you think I can find that map? No. You're right, Peter. Yeah, it has only been seen so far.
Yeah, so you're gonna see that little line at the bottom here, but that has nothing to do with me here.
So what is so where it is detected, confirmed cases? Yeah, I'd be curious to see how. I mean, I don't know how long it takes for them to get some numbers on those confirmed cases, any confirmed deaths. But what are the symptoms? Because it better not just be another cold, or a chicken pox type thing or something like that. I'd be very curious to see.
That's more to the point what it is. Yeah.
But as soon as I brought up the map, I was really shocked because I was like, okay, Canada and US was so red, and then I saw Australia, and I was like, interesting.
Do they have monkeys in Canada? You guys got monkeys out there?
Not natural. I mean,
then how'd you get the monkeypox?
You got me. I didn't even really know much about it until. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing here. Okay, if you want to share anything, Cass, go ahead. But yeah, I was really shocked because I didn't know much about it. So I started like doing a little bit of research before the show and looked at a couple things on YouTube where they kind of just the news was talking about it. and one news outlet was saying it's nothing to worry about, and then the other three that I kind of caught, it's like 2-minute clips. You can just do a search, guys, under for monkeypox under YouTube, and they'll come right up. And the one doctor saying don't worry about it, and then the other three were like, this could be bad, it could be uncontrollable kind of thing. And so once again, it's just that fear thing, right? Keep the fear going.
I didn't see anything in Russia.
Done the bingo. No.
Yeah, like what's been going on?
And popped one out.
Yeah. That's too funny. All right, now hopefully I can bring up. All right, so okay, I got the conference thing here. Do you want me to bring up that conference thing now, Cass? While I'm here sharing stuff.
Yes, please. Now I've got backup to help me here. Yes, please. Come with me, Greg. I need to give him a bit of a boost. He's having a bit of a stress attack over this.
I'm not having a stress attack. I just hold on. I just want to let people know about the conference that's coming up because it is very cool and there's going to be some amazing. There we go. So this is a new conference that is coming in September 10th and 11th.
Look at the dates. Okay, September 11th.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is Funnel 2. So Funnel was last year, which Funnel stands for Freedom Under Natural Law. And then all of these are going to be the guest speakers that are going to be doing a presentation for that show, for that conference. And for Convergence, I should say, but I call it a conference. And so I hope people will check it out and actually register. And I've interviewed a lot of these people on this list. Actually, I was letting Cass know. So there's quite a few of these people on this list that are actually I've done interviews with on my channel about different topics. So I just think it's pretty cool, and I hope you guys check it out for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be the first time I've ever done a presentation. I've never actually done a presentation before in my life. So
you doing like a PowerPoint thing? Or?
Yes. I'm actually learning PowerPoint now. I started learning it about 3 months ago, and I just got it. And I know for you, Greg, it's pretty simple. You do a lot of that stuff, and I know Cass is probably good at it too. I'm learning all of this as I go.
PowerPoint.
No, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple from what I've learned. They make it pretty simple for a basic presentation.
Yeah,
so
PowerPoint's
cool. In 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You'll love it. No problem.
Yeah.
Just test it out, try it out, practice. That's it.
Yeah, everybody gets, I think, an hour to do their presentation. So I've already got all my notes. I wrote all those out. I had those written out a while ago. And then, so now it's just putting it into the PowerPoint presentation and then making it look good and all of that. So learning all the different things you can do in PowerPoint's what's taking the most time. And then a couple times I had a really nice page and I don't know what I hit and I deleted it. And it's brutal.
Wow.
everything I learned, guys, is the hard way. Trust me. If there's something I can do wrong in a program, I'll figure that out. I'll hit the wrong thing. So, but it's good to know, Greg, if you do know PowerPoint, then if I have any problems, that you're somebody I can ask.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Because I want to make it, I want to make it really cool. Like I want to have a really cool looking, like good looking presentation, one that looks good and flows good. So that'll be cool.
Absolutely. No problem. Yeah. You'll be a pro in no time. Just practice and practice it out. Practice the whole thing one way, two times, Yep. And find your flow, and that'll be fun, man. I think you'll have a lot of fun doing that.
Oh, I think so too. It's amazing.
What's your presentation on?
It's gonna be on shadow work.
Shadow work.
Yeah.
What's that?
Greg, I talk about shadow work all the time. Like, dude.
Shadow work. What's shadow work?
Shadow work is the work that you do on yourself. When you're sitting by yourself and
with my shadow, me and my shadow.
You and your shadow, exactly. Well, I guess you could call it that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I know. Phil Collins didn't sing it though.
And my shadow.
But that's what I call it. I mean, I'm sure people call it whatever they want.
New Avenue. Yeah.
Jeez.
That's how you should start it off right there with that.
No. That's good.
No.
That's good.
No.
But no,
you're outvoted on that one. I say no.
I could find a version of Phil Collins singing that. The guy can do anything. So
yeah, apparently.
Phil Collins singing everything.
Apparently.
Everything.
Just saying.
So no, but what we were talking about, Greg? What Cass and I were talking about, I was telling her how. What is your opinion? How long do you think till we have cell phones basically in our body? We were talking about becoming basically cyborgs, and I was kind of in the last few days. When I was looking at my cell phone and watching stuff, I thought, how long until this is in your body? You don't need this anymore, and everything is done through a chip in your skin, or whatever Elon Musk is coming up with, that neural net or
Oh,
something like that.
jeez. Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
no,
a
but
while.
I'm being
Yeah.
serious. Like, how long do you, I don't think, like Cass was saying, they're already doing that with certain chips already that you can put in a human body. So I don't think we're that far away.
Yeah, they're definitely testing it, and there's going to be a lot of, they're going to have to figure out how to stop people from getting cancer and dying at a very early age, or having health problems, health risk problems. I mean, when you think about it, when you think about what actual radiation is, we're pretty much there now. The radiation is already going into our body now, so we're basically radiating ourselves. We keep our phones at our hip, at our side. So yeah, I mean, we're pretty much there now. These towers are not just going into my cell phone. They're going through me to get to my cell phone. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing, is they're going to have to do human testing, which they won't do. They'll just do it, and people will love it. They'll find some influencers who will do it first,
Yep.
and then everyone else will do it. It's what they try to do with the shot thing, and then you have all these people that are dropping dead. So they couldn't really, there's going to have to be a lot more testing in order to that. So I think we're kind of, I don't know. It depends on what they do with those tests results. But yeah, there are people that are trying to do that now. I mean, we already have the radiation connected to our earbuds. I still have, I don't have the Bluetooth one here, but sometimes I do use Bluetooth. I mean, that's radiation going directly into my body, into my ear, and everywhere else. And there's no telling what type of harm that is doing and can do over a very long time. But as far as what you guys are talking about, putting a chip in you, like a commonplace, like how everybody has a cell phone, where it becomes commonplace for everybody to do that. I still think we're probably a couple generations away from that.
Really? Boy, you're out. Look at I don't think so.
I reckon we're closer. What did I say to you earlier? Peter's just said it as well. The people in Europe have actually got chips under their skin already. Like, they're using it for banking, they're using it for COVID passing, they're using it for everything.
Right.
There you go, Greg.
Those are the testing. Yeah, those are the testing phases. But in order to get everybody to do, because that's not cheap either, and it's not something that the common person can actually get. So I mean, to get to that point where people can actually do that if they want to, unless their job is going to cover it, unless it's going to be covered by Kaiser Health Insurance or something like that. There's going to be a long, it's going to be a long time before they can do that and actually mass sell it on a mass scale, I think. So.
Right. But you definitely agree that it's going to happen.
Yeah, oh yeah, people want it. Obviously, some people want it, and people want to put it in you too. So yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of people that don't want it too, and then a lot of people that are like, that's not something I want to spend my money on. Especially, if you have to decide between gas and food and all of this stuff. Obviously, that's not going to be something that is going to be on the top of my list. But as far as a lot of rich people, famous people, yeah, I can definitely see that maybe in the next generation or so. But I as far as where everybody can walk into a store and get it, or walk into a Kaiser and into a hospital or something and actually get that done, where you actually get the chip implanted in you for a very low price, or where it's covered by insurance, I think we're pretty far off along.
Right. Well, no, that's fair enough.
What about when they make it compulsory?
When they force it on you? Yeah,
that's a good question. What if they do that?
I mean, they're going to force me to. They have to force me to use my phone first in order to force me to have a phone pretty much in my body, right?
But I'm not just saying a phone though, Greg. I'm saying jacked into the net. I'm not just talking about a phone. I'm saying what if it's mandatory that you're jacked into the net, you're into this AI system.
I mean, they're trying to keep us off of YouTube right now and keep us off of Facebook right now. Like, they don't want us on the net. So I don't know. Again, I think we're kind of far off away from that, because if everybody was plugged in.
Give me your thoughts, Cass.
Two separate things, though. They're trying to stop us having free thought and free speech. But how do they control us? Plumb us into their system. And that way, if we do what we're doing and they decide they don't like it, straight up, that particular person, their number is such and such and such and such, stop.
And then,
whatever.
And then I get to take it out of my body, and there's no point, because I'm out of their system. I'm out of their loop. Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
It is. It is.
Yeah, no, it's a great discussion, I think. Because that is where we're heading, for sure. That's where we're heading.
Yes.
I hope not.
Peter's last comment.
Peter's last comment. Perfect.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
You haven't noticed you already.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying, Peter. We're already jacked in, like pretty much 24/7. And then I didn't even say what Greg said. Like, I didn't even think of the towers and everything that's beaming the signal through us all over and through our house and everything. But we're already pretty much jacked in, Greg, with our phones and our computers.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's more than that. You'll walk past a store, and on your phone, when you're going on Facebook or something, some actual ad will pop up. This has happened to me several times, and this ad pops up. Look at based on a store that I just passed by. Sometimes based on thoughts too, based on obviously searches and everything like that. So they are getting better. I think it is headed that way, and it's all about tracking us. And I think a lot of people, they realized this a long time ago, and that's why they stay off of these things. That's why they try to stay off of it. But you really can't now. I mean, it's everywhere. Everything has, some type of a digital interface in it. These are not just one way. It's not just me looking at my phone. The phone looks back. The phone does things back to us that we just haven't really we don't have a good grasp on it yet, and we haven't been able to call people out and catch them on these things. But it's all there. It's all there.
Yep. And then you think of people that have those Alexas and those Google things all over their house in every room.
That's scary. That's pretty scary.
It is.
Stuff.
But what's scary though, Greg, is how willing people are to bring them into their house.
Yeah.
For that, and I mean, it's great. You can ask it questions, and it'll tell you the weather, or it'll. I mean, if I want to go to the weather, I just go outside. That always works. See what the weather looks like. Music is good for that.
I literally open a window.
Open a window. Like his house. Yes. So I mean, for that convenience. Yep. For that convenience, people are bringing in these systems that are listening. So.
Yeah. No, it's there. It's all coming. Definitely. It's a whole new world. We've come a long way from pagers and payphones here. Yep. So they're bringing everything to us. But that's why with the whole thing that happened in the last 2 years, I don't know what your guys' thoughts on that word are. So I'm trying to be careful not to use it. Yeah, on my channel, I don't care. I'm already shadow banned, so it doesn't matter. But it's like, wow, everything that we've the digital people have been kind of saying, we want to bring everything into your home. And here we had this 2-year period where you were kind of, at least a 1-year period where you were in your home. You kind of forced in your home. And to me, it was like, this is like the biggest test that they can do to prep for whatever else is coming next here. And basically they get to see, well, what would it be like if everybody stayed at home? What type of profits can we still make? How many deaths are there going to be? How many domestic violence and all of that stuff, crime, everything? How much chaos will this create? And it was a lot worse than I even thought. I thought it might be semi bad, but it was hell. That's the way that I saw it. Everybody was like, this was like worse than 911, worse than anything like that. Everybody's looking at each other. No one's really sure who has it, who doesn't have it, who's scared about it, who agrees with me, who will talk about it, who is, all of that stuff. And it just created, at least where I was, it created a very paranoid kind of anxiety that even I got caught up in. It was like, wow, I couldn't even go to a church. And it's like, man, for me, that's a big thing. I need that. Okay.
Yep.
I can, and go into stores and everything like that, seeing those 6-foot markers and all that stuff. What lines, like, are we in a Disneyland ride here? What's going on? What is all of this weird stuff? But to me, it was the way that people reacted, and the way that it felt like a lot of people kind of felt the same way that I was feeling, but didn't want to say anything. So I don't know how people were in your area. Same
way. And I think about, like you said, church, and I think about people that need, because I like helping people that are like in rehab and stuff. And I was going with my neighbor who was he needed that support. He needed that. Yeah. And he ended up passing away from an overdose after after like 6 months of the lockdowns, because he didn't have that support system anymore. And I've lost 2 friends that way.
That makes over the last couple of years. Angry. That makes me so angry.
And I know divorce rates where I live and domestic violence, all the numbers are up. And I'm sure it's probably like that where Cass lives, where you live. It was definitely, there's consequences to what happened that we haven't even begun to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's, for some people, it only made us stronger. For us who were able to come out of it. That's not the case for everybody. We all know somebody. We've all lost somebody, or we know somebody who has lost someone because of what's happening. We know somebody who was not able to say goodbye to their family member, to their friend, because of the hospitals and the way that they wouldn't let people in and everything. I didn't get to say goodbye to a family member because of that.
I remember that. That's awful.
And it's just like, and I know there's so, that's just one thing that kind of happened, and we're all just kind of moving on, and just kind of, like I said, it will make us stronger. Because if it doesn't make us stronger, then we're pretty much screwed. So it has to, because we have to keep going on. We have to keep pushing forward. Put your feet in the dirt, like Rick was talking about.
Hey man,
feel that dirt.
Yes.
Man. Yeah, there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it.
What do you think, Cass? I love putting my feet in the grass and stuff, man. It feels amazing, and it works. So what do you think, though, Cass? Like, do you agree with what Greg's saying? A lot of, like, what's going on? Like, we're definitely getting stronger people out of it in some ways. I think some people came out of it stronger, but I also think that it really showed how bad the programming of people is, I think.
Yeah, there is that. There's also the growing realization that there are things beyond the physical. There's a lot of people opening up to the concept that there's more to life than just what you can see and touch. There's a whole separate force field out there, and they're connecting with things like that. They're learning, and they're expanding their self, their sense of self, their sense of spirit, their sense of source. That's can only be a bonus, because they're the people that are starting to see beyond the plastic film over the top of things, if I can put it that way. I think that is one of the big benefits to come out of it. And the more people that can do that, the more people we can reach and say, just turn your eyes in, connect, feet in the ground. 24 hours without shoes, man. I do it every day.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that part. That was pretty cool. I like that. It's nice to have a job where you don't have to wear shoes. Oh, I've never had one of those. So.
Yeah, but it's really amazing when you.
There you go.
It's just really amazing when you actually do take your socks and your shoes off and you actually walk through the grass and the dirt. Like, I mean, it sounds silly. It really does. I was like, but when you do it, you realize that connection is not there anymore for most people. And now people are living in cities. They're in their house. I mean, how often are you really connecting with the ground that way in bare feet anymore?
And if we can, the more people we can encourage to do that and to open themselves up to the possibility of exactly what's out there, then one, we're fulfilling our purpose in this, and two, they are expanding their own reach to beat this system, to beat the matrix, get out of the matrix, step out of it, stop the complicit, stop the compliance, stop the whole, enough of your bullshit. You keep your little rules and regulations and your little government deals. I'm out. And the more people that can do that, the better off what's left of humanity is going to be.
Yeah.
Notice I said what's left.
Exactly. And people have to start doing the work on, and as we say every showcast, and I've said in many of my interviews, that people have to start doing the work on themselves. And I think that's what a lot of people are not doing. And it is work.
Shadow
and
work.
It's shadow work. That's exactly what it is, Greg. And I can call it whatever. I mean, people have other names for it by all means. I just call it shadow work because where the things that people bury deep inside that they do not want to deal with, it hides in the shadows. And the only way that you're going to get it out of you have to pull it kicking and screaming out of the shadows and confront it and deal with it and heal from it and then move on. And I think that people that just keep stuffing stuff down, and they don't think there's any physical and mental repercussions from doing this are very, very naive to think that there's nothing that's going to come out of this. And that's something I've been doing my whole life. It's been a battle, especially with my health conditions and stuff like that. I've had these battles with myself, and it is hard work. And it is, that's why I call it shadow work. It's work. And I just think a lot of people would rather run 500 miles the opposite direction than to confront themselves and the lies that people tell themselves every day. I'm guilty as anyone else telling these lies that you tell yourself every day just to cover things up. And I think that's where that's the foundation where people have to start. And I think when they do that, in whatever way works for you, I'm not saying you have to. For me, I would stare at myself in a mirror and in a quiet room, and I'm saying that you can't do this with a TV going or people talking or phone going. It has to be done in a quiet place.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just don't do that anymore. And I know they do it by design. Cass and I have talked about this too. That's what all this noise is for. These distractions that it's to stop you from connecting with yourself, your true self, if that makes any sense. I just kind of went on a rant. Sorry.
Yeah,
Passionate about that topic.
It's an interesting
you do it
topic.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said now.
We talk about that, and some of us like me, we call it prayer, but the main thing you want to do is you never want to lie to yourself. If you start lying to yourself, at some point you're going to create these mental blocks, and you're never going to even know, because at some point it's just going to be like, oh, I blocked that out. I didn't even know that I was even doing that until you get called out on it. And then then it's all about how do you react from it then at that point too. So yeah, I totally
100%.
get that, man.
Yeah, and if you want to call it prayer, meditation, hey, call it whatever works for you.
Going in a quiet room, being in a quiet place. That's why with the whole digital age, really even before the digital age, the old transistor radios and things like that, there's a certain frequency that we don't even hear that is already bugging us. Mm-hmm. I mean, this technology is so bad. It's worse than even what I thought. Just the few years that I spent in radio, and somebody really trying to explain how electrons work, how a radio signal works, you really can't. I mean, you kind of get a general idea, but it's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's some pretty interesting, trippy stuff to me. I was fascinated by it.
I was too, right? Yeah, and imagine the signals that we are getting bombarded with now.
Yeah, that we don't even notice.
24/7. We don't even notice. And I know I was talking about this on my radio show, guys, tonight. And my guest, we and I were talking about the cell phone towers that are going up in all, like I was saying about my area, and he was talking about his area, and he's like, are all the towers going up like around really residential areas, schools in your area? And I was like, and I thought about it for a second. I'm like, they are.
Are they those big fake tree ones that we see?
I don't have those.
You guys don't have those? Oh,
I don't have those, but I know I have a gigantic one basically in my backyard. Not right in my backyard, but it's close.
They're just not even hiding it. They're just
they don't. No, not at all. Not at all in my city. They're not hiding anything.
What do you have, Cass? Cass is pointing to one.
2K
right
that way.
2K.
Right outside my window. 2K's away.
And I mean, so just
okay,
think about that.
Well, we got 5G over here, so we're zombied
Yeah, but
out.
just think about that. Like who stops to think
Zoning.
about what those towers are doing to the whole residential area that they're in?
Yeah,
Like
they're
that's a
not over here. They're not supposed to put them up by schools, but they still do.
oh
They
yeah,
still do.
this one's right by a school. I know
Yeah,
like
that's
two.
crazy.
Yeah, two of them are actually right beside schools, and I could take a picture and show people if they don't believe me. There's schools like right next to them. So
That's
it's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So what is it doing to people when you're in that 24/7 stewing in that? Like
Hmm.
what incredible.
Well, that's
But
why
it's
there's
no
so many
okay. When I
cancers.
was yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say when I was in primary school, we had your big power transmission, your overland power transmission lines.
Yep,
So
yep.
like with the big suckers.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got those
We had
too.
one
Yep.
of them. Yep, we had one of them 200 meters away from my primary school, first primary school, second primary school. And the amount of cancers, the amount of the kids in that tiny, tiny little school, like there was only about 70 kids in the school as a whole. And the amount of kids that come up with cancer in later years and didn't even make it past teenage years is incredible.
So
It's like disproportionate, highly disproportionate.
Really? So you have those. Yeah, I didn't even think we didn't even add wires into the conversation on the radio. Like I'm not even talking about all the power lines. You're right. So you got these
And
towers that
nasty
are
things. They are
yeah,
nasty.
and
I
then
mean,
yeah,
there is a reason why the radio towers are supposed to be away from everything and up on these very high mountains that I was driving up one time and I was like, we're gonna die. This is crazy up here. Like this should not happen. Or they surround them. They'll have a big tower. It should be surrounded by water because it's better for the actual signal and stuff like that too. But it should never be in these areas. So I mean, and like though that's the old school radio stuff. Imagine what this stuff is doing. This modern towers and everything. They're so much worse, and we're
Wow.
seeing rises in cancers, things like that. And they're never going to they don't want us to connect those dots to
Right.
well, the rise in cancer and the rise in health issues, rise in people going crazy
Well,
could be related.
Well, with the cancer thing too, Greg. What I was just going to ask Cass is because I'm only asking Cass because you're a woman. But did you hear? Because I remember a lot of the women where I live, anyways, they would carry their cell phones on their boob, like in their bra. Do they do that?
Guilty. I carry
Yeah, I
pretty
remember,
much
and I remember
everything. Keys, phones, everything. Sorry.
that's what I'm saying. No, but I
Guilty.
heard that that's really bad to keep women to keep their cell phones there. Like their breast cancer rates went way up. I'm just asking
Yeah.
because I don't carry my phone there, obviously. So I was just
You don't carry it in your
I don't
pee
carry it in my
pocket?
boob. Nope.
No, but
In your man bra there.
In my man bra.
But it's no different to back pockets or front pockets in your jeans either.
Yeah.
Really, because that's for men, that's the most vulnerable part of your system.
Yeah.
So
My ass? What,
Well,
like
maybe
should
the
I-
second most.
Yeah, like should I be looking
no,
for ass
that's
cancer
your
rates
reproductive
going up?
area. That's
Okay,
your reproduction area, though. So
that's true.
there's no difference. No difference. You got your phone down in your front pocket. Every time it rings, the radiation that comes into it is no different to the radiation that comes into your breast.
That's true. Right. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, does it have to ring or is it always on? Like, is it always? I wonder if it's always generating that radiation. Does anyone know that in chat? Does it have to be turned on, or is it just always pumping you full of radiation if it's just turned on? Or I'm wondering about that.
I would think that there's
If it's
always
turned-
some sort of emission.
I would
There's
think so
always some
too.
sort of emission. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think if it was turned on, that we'd be getting whacked with radiation, for sure.
Yep.
You know, so yeah. Where's Greg going? Oh, Greg's gone already. Bye, Greg.
Disappeared.
He disappeared.
He'll
He
be back.
doesn't like us. Well, how long have we been going, Cass? I was only going to do like an hour and 15 minutes because I was sore. And what have we done? Like 3 hours now or something?
5 minutes short of 2 hours. So I
well, that's
reckon
all
it's
right.
probably a good time to just about wrap it up. I
Yeah,
believe.
let's wrap it up for that's not a bad show. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and thank you, Cass, for co-hosting. I look forward to it every Saturday, and I look forward to the chat too. And you guys actually made my evening less sore, believe it or not. It got my mind off of it. That's amazing.
Good.
I owe you
Thank-
guys a thanks for that.
It's always fun. Always enjoy talking to you.
Oh, me too. Yeah, and definitely, guys. Like I'm gonna bring up just before we go, cast the conference thing again. So if people want to
Yep.
take a screenshot or let me see if I can do this actually quick here. I'm actually starting to learn stuff here. I'm getting dangerous. All right.
I'll also grab the flyer itself,
Yeah.
and I'll throw it out there in a few of the groups as well.
Yeah, there you go. So, guys, if you want to screenshot it or write it down or whatever, and then Cass can put it out too. There's a
Yep.
lot of amazing speakers that are going to be covering a lot of the topics that Cass and I talk about and I do interviews about. As I was saying, I've interviewed quite a number of people on this list already and done a great interviews. So just check out my YouTube videos and you'll see some of these names that I've interviewed. I've interviewed Will, I've interviewed Brandon, Leslie, Melissa. So I've interviewed a few of them, and yeah, just a couple. And I've interviewed a few more, but I just can't do some of their I got to be careful how I air the interviews because I don't want them getting pulled. So I might be on the radio station, and I got a couple of them that I should be able to play on the YouTube station. YouTube channel that'll be fine because we don't really get into stuff, but definitely please register, guys, and come and check it out because as I was saying, it's the stuff that Cass and I talk about. Cass talks about it all the time to you guys. These are the topics: natural law, freedom, consciousness, you name it. It's going to be, these speakers are amazing, and I just hope you guys really take the time to come and listen and enjoy the information they provide. So I just there we go. I'll take it down again. I just wanted to leave it up there for a second so people can screenshot it, do whatever they want. Anything to promote? You got anything going on? Are you doing a show tonight with Mandy?
Yep. We'll probably give us another hour and a half. We've got to have a little catch up first up. So yeah, and I need more coffee.
Oh, me too. Yes, me too.
Coffee cup liquid. I need more coffee cup liquid.
Coffee. Exactly.
And a bit of a breathing space. So, but yeah. So we're doing that this afternoon, and I'll replay this tomorrow morning as well on my channel, like I have been doing.
That would be great.
That don't get to see it. Yeah.
That would be great, and hopefully you guys don't get another strike. I'm being serious. Hopefully you guys can do a show and not get some ridiculous flag or something like that for just no reason that I can think of.
That would be nice.
That would really, I think so. Really nice. I think so too. But and we got
something refreshing.
Yeah, it'd be like I actually got a video up without a flag. Woohoo! We did it. So yeah, I'll be watching definitely. So you guys think about what hour and a half for you and Mandy?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, is it on your channel or Mandy's?
It'll be on my channel. Now be on my channel, but I'll be hanging out in I'll find everybody somewhere along the line. So
perfect.
We tend to trip over each other all day, every day.
Perfect. All right. And then I do thank you, Greg, if you're listening. Thank you for coming on and kind of chatting with us. Great having you on to chat about these topics and experimenting, because I've never actually had more than usually it's just one-on-one that I do with interviews. So having a group of people, this is actually really cool. So I'm learning here, getting quicker. Cass is teaching me well. And thank you guys all in the chat.
I'm learning myself.
Well, we're learning together, right? So that's amazing.
We are.
Yeah. And I thank everybody in chat. You guys are amazing. You really are. I really do look forward to this every Saturday and coming in, learning and sharing the information I have and Cass has. And I think that it's a great place to come and just to learn from each other. And if you could please share this, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hate saying that, but I get told I should say it more often. So I said it.
You said it.
I said it.
All good. I have a ball. I love it. It's good fun. Hey. So and yes, chat room guys. You guys rock. You seriously rock our world. It's awesome.
So, exactly. Alrighty. So all right, guys.
Thank you. Love you all. I'll see you out there.
Take care, guys, and take care of each other. And we'll see you next Saturday. Well, you'll see us before, but we'll see you next Saturday. Bye, guys.
I'll see you in an hour or so.
All righty.